Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back here in this cyber trading floor meeting. How's everybody doing? Good to see you, Gillis, Michael, everybody. My God, what in the hell is going on? You see, it's never a dull moment in the stock market. I mean, this is basically super exciting for us as traders. You have two tycoons of the social media just going at it. Best friends to blood death. I mean, I don't know if this is a game or if this is for real, but let me tell you, it was a fun trading market. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about the Tesla trade. Now, you know, I've been a very big fan of Tesla. Actually, yesterday I picked up my Tesla, and it's going to be historic. My son, I'm saying, listen, you picked up the car on the most historical day of this. What happened with Tesla? So pretty funny there. So it'll be a day to remember. But let me just tell you something. Wednesday morning, we were in class, and let me just change this up here. So we were in class, and I'm looking at Tesla, and I'm like, you know what? In the last couple of days, it's been going down. So here was day two. So right around here, I got a little nervous because it started breaking lower lows. Now, remember, we work on a 3-day move on a swing trade. That's usually how you do it more on a day trade. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get out. And I'm really pissed off because it was a lot of money left on the table. And not only had nothing, it had nothing to do just that other than it was at big resistance levels, Tesla up here. But I got out, and let me tell you, people like even my wife was telling me, she's like, oh my God, my account was up this much. I'm going to lose this much money. I'm like, listen, we did well, whatever. We did great. And sure enough, you could see it right here. Let me just blow this up really quick right here. Kevin, good morning from YouTube. So right here, when we got out, it came back a little bit. And I'm like, now I'm contemplating, shit, should I buy it back? But it was at the lows of the day. And then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, thank God I got out of it. And then sure enough, look how that story ended. Now, remember, we didn't own Tesla. We owned the ETF, okay, TSLL. And if you look at it, it was a screaming buy at these big support levels, major support levels right around the 940. Okay. If you look at Tesla's trade right there and we blow this up right here, screaming buy right at these lows between 287 and 275. So yesterday, if you look what happened on the intraday chart, it did go down there. I don't like the Fausto flag that it built up over here, but it did get down there to 245, and now we're back up to 300. So right now we had a really, really nice pop on that stock. So do we put Tesla on the watch list? Absolutely. So we're going to put TSLA and TSLL. So you know what? There are people out there that are cheering, because they hate Elon Musk because of the left and the right, are all pissed off at him, whatever it is. This is what we train for. This is what, if it's COVID, if it's the financial crisis, there's something that's affecting us every day, but you can't take it personal, okay? Can't take it personal. I say it all the time. These catastrophes, I always tell everyone, makes opportunities. All right. So great lot of moving stocks out there. Another great moving stock out there is NVIDIA. NVIDIA took a big hit because of it also, went down to 138. Only issue I still have with NVIDIA, it's testing the big resistance levels. Now, on level 4, we're still, people ask me, is it still a good buy? Listen, look at all these orders out there. We got kryptonite going all the way up to about $1.50. If it breaks $1.50, then it looks pretty good. But listen, a lot of you missed the boat over here at the 100 to 140. That's about a 50% move, 50% move up there. Everything did well. And another reason why the market's up, job reports did come out and they were better than expected. So that's a good sign. That's a really, really good sign for the market. Dow futures are doing pretty well. S&P futures up pretty well. But regarding about what's going with the Tesla trade, phenomenal. By the way, I want to make one comment. And Linda Ramsey just brought that up. You could have shorted there's the TSLZ. You would not believe how many seasoned professional traders I mean, people that trade full time. I was just talking to a new trader yesterday that joined Cybertrade University, and told me they never even knew, out of all the years that they traded, and they're very big traders, that there were ETFs on specific stocks. They couldn't believe it. They're like, wait a minute, there's an ETF. I never heard of it before. And you'll hear me. I'm going to bring it up again and again and again and again. It's amazing how many out there. And the answer is yes. And you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome, and welcome to Cybertrade University, because that's what makes you, that's why we're here. And by seeing that, you don't have to always think like, well, I can't afford this stock because I only have that one. That's why we're here. But anyway, great action, great fun. But listen, don't worry about it. Don't think like, oh, I missed a Tesla trade. What about this stock, SBET, right? How about SBET going from 25 to 120? A lot better than Tesla, right? What about MSTD? By the way, R. These are all this week, by the way. MCTR. Sorry about that. This stock ran from 6 to 50. All right. We traded that stock on the watch list. Did I forget one? Oh, yeah, that's right. MULN. That was awesome in class. $5 to 25. So don't ever worry about that you missed anything, okay? They're every day. The good thing you should be thankful is that you found Cybertrade University. You're here every morning. You're watching us, and you're part of the team. But listen, you want to learn how to trade, you got to know how to control the losses. That's the big thing. And the Tesla trade, some people like, oh, but why you a buyer? Oh, now the sticks not go down. You see, I told you it was going to go down. Like I said, you should have shorted it. You would have done well. But this is what day trading is all about. Because let me getting back to that Tesla trade. You know how many people turn a blind eye like, oh, it'll come back, it will come back, it will come back. Just trade. And they do it on every single stock. That was just a very good publicized stock. Okay. One last thing I want to go through. Listen, there were a couple of the stocks out there we trade. We're going to go through the watch list too. But a couple of things I just want to point out, because I love talking to you guys. When you're a trial member, you know that when you come into Cybertrade University, you're all going to be able to get an opportunity to have a free coaching class with me. And I not only enjoy helping you and analyzing and letting you know if the truth is trading's for you, but I learned a very valuable lesson. So I learned something yesterday from somebody, a new student at Cybertrade University, and it's something that does come up a lot. And I do want to share it with you. So the student got caught up in options, okay? And I love options, but I hate options more for this one reason. Wants to replace their job and got caught up in the option market, and they keep getting sold, about renting, and not owning. I'm just going to say this to all the options traders out there. If you want to be a good option trader, you damn well better learn to be a good stock trader first, because it's the movement of stock that makes an option move. And no option trader can argue with me about that. There'll be option traders say, no. Don't listen to Faust. Don't listen to Cybertrade University. Options, you can make so much more money, whatever it is. I'm not going to pick on or I don't want to insult anybody. But I always tell everybody, I have nothing against options. But if you want to trade an option, you better understand the stock. And I'll prove it to you. When you turn the financial stations on, the local news, your paper, what do they talk about? Do you think when they spoke about the Tesla stock, it went down? You think they went, oh, did you see what happened to those Tesla options? And you see what the Greeks did? No, they talk about the stock. The stock was down 20. It was down 50 points yesterday. So don't worry about that. And if you didn't know that was happening, you won't know that. Samuel says your option by Faust 1,000%. Listen, just want to get that clear, because the person I spoke to yesterday never made money in a year or two, and she's and they're still out there doing it. They're so committed. They're like, no, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get it to work. And, students, what could you tell that person after doing it for a year? What could you tell them? They're still not making money trading. They pay for training, and they think they could still get it to work. What would you tell them? Exactly. Just like I tell everybody else, get into CTU. You know what I always tell them? I tell everybody, listen, and this goes to anything. And I want to go on a rant on this. If you're doing something for more than 2-3 months, think about hiring an employee. you know what? You did your homework. You registered. You thought they're going to be a good asset to you. They're supposed to make your life a lot easier. You trained them everything they know. If they can't figure it out, it's time to move on. All right. So let's go through the watch list, see what's going on, because there are other stocks. So we got the Tesla trade. We got old brand name stocks that are moving. We got this VERO that's moving. VERO, nice little push, good spread, good volume, up 70%. Some of you remember we traded this back in April. Stock ran from $2 to 14. She does move. Put it on the watch list. EYEN, good spread, great volume, big push after hours. The stock has been not only been a good day trade, it's been a good swing trade. Start around $1.20. We're already up to about $6. Start backing off. It might get a little crazy right now, so let's back off on it. I'm not super excited. Let's not get too nuts over it, but it does look pretty good. JBDX, BJDX. My dyslexia is kicking in. Nice little move after hours. Nice little push. Trending up a little bit. Nice spread. Good volume. You see it. Remember, today is Friday, so we don't want to get too crazy, okay? Remember, summertime. It is absolutely gorgeous today here in New York. I know a lot of people here and you're going to hear me say this every Friday, being in Long Island. You probably read a lot about it. It's something called the Hamptons. They have TV shows about everything as well. The millionaires and billionaires go. Believe me, they rented these summer homes. Summer homes go for a few $1,000,000 just for 3 months. Believe me, a lot of people take off on Fridays, but Friday afternoons are pretty good. All right. So, but as I work my way down, you'll see there's not a lot moving as much as we like. VEEE, not terrible. Everything else looks pretty much garbage out here. Oh, look what's moving. Is the stock back on the move again? I'll tell you, I love that stock. That was so much fun. That stock, MULN, if you are a gold student at Cybertrade University, you have to watch the video I did on that stock. Absolutely, in phase 3. Phenomenal. It was the most boring and most exciting lesson where we always say, patience, patience, and patience. Other than that, I'm not really seeing too much. The RKLB, that one's making a nice pop right now. So I like that one right there, RKLB. Thanks for sharing that, Christopher. Nice little push. The only issue, the reason why I didn't come up, because it was under 10%. But you know what? Only big issue with this one too, spread. Okay, spread is a big, big issue, Chris. All right, losers. What do we got here on the losers list? 30%, 20%, no dead cat bounces there. Ooh, DocuSign. It was incredible. I had an account with DocuSign. I love DocuSign. And then all of a sudden, they came out and they tried to hit me with a bill for $700 a year. And I said, you know what? Screw you. And, you can see they've been doing pretty well lately, but I guess they're losing subscribers like Fausto. Lululemon. Wow. For the first time, I saw this thing down. Who ever think Lululemon be a $400 stock? The place you buy yoga pants for $80, $100, $200. Well, it's down today. Lululemon. Guess earnings didn't go out too well with that one. We never trade Lululemon. Nice little move on this stock right here. KNW. Nice push. Let's go check out some orders on this one right here. Danny, we'll check out the APLD in a second, okay, on Facebook. KNW. KNW. Just want to put it here on level 4 and see what I got going on with this one right here. Just getting some data. All right, there we go. So no real orders out there. There was a big buy right here at 40 cents. Big, big pop on that one. So stock right there is up about 180%. Not really seeing any big orders, but we'll keep an eye on it. Let's go check out Danny's APLD. So APLD, I kind of like, listen, if it keeps holding here for a little bit longer, it could be a good swing trade. I know they came out, Danny, with some great news. Great merge, wasn't a merger. It was, not an acquisition, but association with a company that they came up with. but I'll put that on the watch list, APLD. All right. Volume is a little low. Anything else out here? Chang, we traded the stock before. Volume is level 1, 14%. Any good losers? No. All right. And there's an ETF right there. There's the short of the ETF, TSLZ. All right, traders, anything else? Yeah, they had a partnership doing that. That's what it was, right? On the APLD. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, there you go, James. I like that. James is going to change his handle to James. All right, guys, let's get ready for the market open up. Remember, this Friday. Sorry for going on a little rant, but you know what? A lot of you guys came and joined us for the new do a trial here to join the trading floor. If you're watching on social media, you could always click on this hyperlink right here. And right from there, we'll be able to get you in the trading floor. We will be broadcasting live, so we'll be here all day. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. I'll put the watch list on our Twitter. I'll put it, I keep saying Twitter, X, and our alert service, and also on our Telegram. All right. So good luck, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, good to see everyone. Everybody can
There
hear
we
me
go. We
okay?
should be good. Fausto, how's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How's your teeth?
There we go. All right, cool. So market just opened up. Let's wait the first few minutes here as always, just to kind of see the smoke and dust clear, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah. So, oh my God, what the hell is going on with Tesla? Holy
Yeah,
shit, man.
I mean, we've been talking about that from earlier this week when Elon first started tweeting. Opinions aside, it's just like when he left Doge, it was because he wanted to focus on his companies. Why are you starting to talk about politics like 72 hours afterwards? So, as a shareholder, you had to have been disappointed. But then when you see this crash yesterday, it goes from disappointment to like freaking pissed, right? People probably looking to file lawsuits for what's going on.
Do you think it's a scam? Like not a scam. That's not the right word. Like there's like it's planned. Like they're just planning something like this, like screwing around with people. Like how Trump like says, "Hey, I'm over here, but look over there." You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I
real.
don't know. Uh,
Scott
we,
says
we
yes.
we could talk about that in just a moment, at least once the smoke and dust clears here. Tesla is going up pretty nice.
Yeah, I was so contemplating yesterday around 5:30, but I was out, I was out and I would, I don't like to buy things when I'm not by my computer. You know what I mean? Like if I was watching it, um, you had to get lucky to get it right, TSLL at $9. But I mean, my God, I got out at like shoot, what did I sell? I got out at like 14.50.
This is the issue with trying to like catch a bounce or whatever, because someone might be in from like 275 and be like, I'm in from 275, but they don't, they fail to mention that they tried jumping in at 300, got cut up. They tried at 290 and got cut up. They
Yeah,
tried at 285 and got beat up there. Catching a falling knife is really dangerous.
it
You're going to
is.
lose a lot of money first before you eventually get that bounce. Trust me, I know from experience, and just that's why I try not to do that now. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it rides out from here at least. It's going to take time to build support, though, I feel.
It's funny, everyone's saying the same thing. They think I'm probably onto something, and everyone kind of agrees. They think it's like a a cat fight, whatever it is. But I don't know. It could be a game. You know what I mean, between both of them. I mean, first of all, for him to even come out and say and that he was in the Epstein files, that I mean, like that's like crossed the line. I mean, that was pretty bad. I shit. I would snap. I mean, my God, someone threatened me about that. I don't know if I would laugh at. This is how I look at it. If Trump gets angry, that means he's guilty. If he laughs at him, that means he's innocent. You know what I mean? There's an old saying. Andrea's calling the MODVs moving.
Yeah, I like what's on our list here. This APLD, really good push back up.
Yeah, big pop on that MODV. That's a new stock that's on that thing's been doing great the last couple of days. Did great yesterday. It's doing great again this morning.
Also from our watch list, we got the EYEN trade trying to make a slingshot here, but just be careful though. It needs to start making real higher highs, which it hasn't done yet. But you got a pretty good order on the bid showing up.
The APLD made a good poop pop too.
Market's been doing pretty good here this morning. Some data came out. So, you just had to wait to see what happens there, right? If you're just speculating and market's going to pop, it's a bit of a gamble. So at least after the 830 pop that happened, well, you saw higher lows. And that's the more important part here to try and look
Yeah.
for that breakout after.
The issue with the Dow right now, we're at major resistance levels. A lot of resistance levels here going in March, going in middle of May, going in January. So probably gonna have a little bit of an issue right here. But yeah, that's some really good news.
It's a trade that dumped off pretty early on our list here. Just look to kind of write it off for right now. The Rocket Lab trade, just move on from it and just pulled back pretty bad at the open. So yeah, on the APLD trade, you got a couple of big resistance levels ahead. Actually, a bunch of them. I had to zoom out. Starting at 14 bucks, 14.20, 14.50, 15. It's a nice stack of orders, but Looks like it's starting to test the first one here coming up.
Got a halt on this DTCK. Yeah, I tell you, that news on the APLD, they love it, Josh.
Yeah, this is a good company. They partnered with NVIDIA last year. I know NVIDIA backed out from their stake on it, but they've partnered in the past with major companies. There's a new one that they just announced recently. So pretty good push. Nice move.
13, 13,
We did really
19.
well on this trade too, just over the last week or so, right? Just from the end of last week into Wednesday. We're seeing the NVTS
You know what's
trade.
crazy? It's all-time highs. Did you know that?
What was that?
It's all-time highs on this stock.
No,
Yeah.
no, you got to go back to 2022, Fausto.
Really? Mine
Just go
is
back a few years.
a few years. I'm going back to 16, unless I'm seeing a reverse split. I mean, that's why like your charts are different than mine sometimes. Mine doesn't show that. It shows that the highs are just under 12.
You blow up the daily chart, right, or the weekly chart there. Just make that big. Yeah, you can see just from like 2021.
Yeah, mine doesn't look like that.
What's the high there on that green wick? No, not that one. All-time high.
31.
34.28. Got a ways to go, but listen, I mean, I know what you mean though, because it broke over the highs from the last year or two. So, it's like not uncharted territory, but uncharted for a long time.
Well, I wouldn't buy it now because if you do yesterday's resistance levels, a lot of resistance levels right around here, around 1450, 1425. So looks like it's pretty much done. Everybody's calling some iceberg orders on that stock.
Yeah, we're getting a good push just in the market altogether. So Tesla's benefiting from that right now. APLD trade benefiting from that. I mean, I'm sure you could say the same with NVIDIA and Amazon and just all the larger cap stocks.
The only stock I still held on to, Josh, and I told the traders in phase 3, which I took a hit on, but I made a little bit of a comeback, is TSLY. I didn't want to give up my dividend. So I
Yeah,
held
well, I
on
mean,
to
you're
it.
getting paid there at least. So
Yeah, as I
it's
said,
not total loss at the end of it.
that's exactly what I looked at it. Same exact way. It's not a total loss. I'm going to get paid on it, so I'll make it back to break even. But let me tell you, it was a good buy yesterday at $7.40. It was a really, really good buy.
Told you I'm back testing a strategy right now, just playing around just from this week on a couple things. Today shouldn't really be a day to play around because we have so much moving, at least for Friday, right?
Yeah.
But I went in today thinking like, all right, gonna just play around today. I have a couple things I'm just testing. So I'm playing super conservative. I just got ahead of myself on an entry. It's working out well, but I don't even want to mention it too much because it hasn't really confirmed anything yet. But got a bunch of different stocks moving here, like the F-cell. Yeah, Faust, you just called that out.
Yeah, I just don't like this. The spread's a little nasty. It's probably category 3, but yeah, this thing is just like going straight up. Has not stopped. We trade FSL a few times in the past. Kind of like was a fan of it, but this thing just got destroyed. This is that stock. I mean, this thing was at like during the Biden years. This stock helped it run. It went from like shoot $50 to like 800, and it just crashed ever since.
Oh, Belda got a nice trade there on the APLD trade. She got out at 1420 and from 1366. Really nice trade there, Bell. Nice job. And Mike, too. You got some money on Lulu.
Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu got crushed. They got
Yeah,
demolished overnight, right?
yeah, Lulu got hammered.
Chuck trading his OKLO.
It's crazy. You look at a company like Lululemon. Like, how is this stock trading at that price? Do you ever go? Do you shop at Lulu? You look like a Lululemon guy, huh?
I look like it. I don't know how a Lululemon guy looks. Nah, I've never shopped there at least, but hey, teach their own on what they wear and what they buy and whatever. But they've been a famous company forever. They've been like a well-known company, reputable company for a long time, but for a clothing company, it'd be $400, $500 a share.
That's what I'm saying. Like you like it's crazy.
Quick shout out here, a couple of us on YouTube right now. You got Kevin from kind of my neighbor, not almost my neighbor, a little bit. My neighbor's neighbor, we'll say from Lakeland, Florida. I'm over in Largo, Kevin, Clearwater, Largo area. Danny on APLD, he's a fan of that. Shout out to him on YouTube. On Facebook, might I say. He's actually joining us on Facebook. Got Duncan right now joining us on YouTube, shouting out that QBTS trade.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Watching that right there. Don't worry, I'm all over the QBTS myself.
Well,
and then, of course, Leda, who is a student of ours, simulcasting here inside our room and also on YouTube, just joining us each and every morning. Oh, Joyce. Joyce, one of our longtime members here, one of our Diamond students. She did really well on the APLD. For as much as that's running, it's giving us a lot to work with. But Joyce got like 50 cents plus.
Man, this thing is just rocking.
Even if you're just doing smaller share size, like that's really good money to make on one trade. On 100 shares, what is that? Like $55? All right, cool. That pays dinner. You know what I mean? And what do you do that on in just about like 10 minutes, 5 minutes time? That's really good. And then, of course, the goal is to scale up in size and have the confidence to jump up accordingly based on your budget, your account. But even on 50 shares, 100 shares, it's still a great trade. This QBTS is making a good push right now, Fausto.
Oh yeah, that also the Palantir is moving up pretty nicely too.
I said I jumped in early on a trade without waiting as I should have. This was actually it.
Let me check my
Bell on him is very nice. You got some money out on that.
Let me check some of my swing trades.
Yeah, a lot's moving right now. So this is just where I always say, like I say all the time, it's like starting to stick with our watch list. Well, that's where you're going to miss out on APLD if you're just looking completely elsewhere. After the first 10 to 15 minutes, at least, we try and mix in, sprinkle in a couple other trades, but we'll cycle through. So there's just a lot moving with the way the market's up today. That's all.
Mm-hmm. I'm in like 50% cash.
Okay, out on that EPLD. There you go. And Roberto too. Roberto did pretty nice.
So, Josh, I tell you something really embarrassing. So I was talking to a student about 2 days ago, and I felt really terrible. Like, sometimes people should not be trading, and and this is why it's nice talking one-on-one with some of you here, but. The trader said to me, he says, I don't understand. My account, I'm just use a simple number. It says I have, how do you explain it? I have 50, let's say use the number, it was like $50,000. It says I have $50,000 on my account, but why am I down? Oh, no, it says I'm up like 10,000, but I have $50,000 on my account. And I'm like, what do you mean? It says, so you got 50,000 in your account. He goes, yeah, but where's the other 10,000? It says I'm plus 10,000. No, I'm plus 5,000, but I have $50,000 in my account. And I'm like, and he didn't realize that he was in cash. And what was up on the other one was a position that he was up. And I'm like, no, you have 50,000. No, I have 55,000. I'm like, no, you have 50,000. He goes, no, but it says I'm plus 5,000, plus I got 50,000 there and a different number. And I'm like,
it's like the guys in an episode of like Who's on First.
Oh my God. I'm like, and I felt, and I felt really bad. I'm like trying to explain that was as bad as someone told me. And I did a lot of work in the NFL, and I had an NFL trader ask me, he's like, listen, when I buy stock, where's the money go?
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd have to teach economics, some of these people. But I'm like, wait, you have like that much money in the market? You don't even know? Actually, I even got a better one. I think I told you the story. I haven't said it in a while. Remember Larry Johnson back in he played for the Knicks. He played for the Knicks. I don't know, maybe about 15, 20 years ago.
Mhm.
And does everybody know who I'm talking about? Larry
I,
Johnson, really good player.
I don't want to talk about the New York Knicks 15 to
I
20
know
years
they
ago.
fired.
That was a bad time.
No, but I got a funny story. But hold on, Patrick is calling the UNLV.
No, it's the college,
Oh, the
UNLV.
college. Okay.
Yeah, Las
Oh, I
Vegas.
thought it was like a stock. I mean, Sam was saying is the PDYN. Yeah, definitely. I think it's really rocking.
Yeah, that's a good
All right.
trade.
So I don't want to go on a rant over here into the story, but let me just tell you a story. So he signed a big contract with the Knicks, and he's got like I don't know, like 5 girlfriends with kids. So what he did was I was hanging out with his driver. I was at an event, and he goes, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life." So he signed like a $15 million contract or $20 million contract with the Knicks. So he told the driver to go take him to the bank because you want to take the cash out. And he was trying to explain to him, you can't take that cash out. I go, oh no, I got to go take the cash out because he was worried about that once they finally signed a contract, all these girlfriends and the kids are going to seize his accounts. I'm like, they don't have $20 million. Oh, well, no, yeah, they do. They have my money there. I just signed it. It's in my bank account. I see it's on my bank account. It says $20 million.
Yeah.
He said, it's okay. We'll go. So he went in there with a couple of bags, stowed with cash. He goes in there. He comes back out. He goes, where's the money? Oh, he says they don't have the money. He goes, oh, okay. I thought she said they had it. Yeah, they said they don't do that, but they said they can give me a couple of hundred if I need it. He says, but I don't need that. So I'm like, all right, well, you figure it
Yeah, I
out.
mean, for as much as we print money, the Fed, speaking of, yeah, you can't just walk into a bank and be like, can I have $15 million, please?
Go with what, $20 million.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one.
Oh my
I
God.
think you told me that like a long, long, long time ago, but I forgot. And like once you brought it up, it's good to hear again. I haven't heard that in a bit.
Going in there and taking out the $20 million cash.
You
We
probably
think
only
it's
told me
like
that story once too, because it's not something I remember too much. But like when you said about the bank, I was like, oh yeah.
that was terrible.
So market's up right now. I mean, that's needless to be said, but I mean, you got a bunch of trades still moving up pretty well here. Amazon's having a great morning so far, pushing back up pretty nicely.
I would just be very careful. It's Wednesday, but there are a lot of things that are moving, like you pointed out. There's one that just came up on my
Did you
radar.
say it's
This
Wednesday?
W buy. It's
Did you
another
say it's
one,
Wednesday?
huh?
You said it's Wednesday?
Wednesday, Friday. Yesterday, I was telling him I was out running around yesterday. I had to run a bunch of errands, and I'm like, it feels like Friday. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I know it does, right?
getting my days mixed up too. I think that the Memorial Day holiday messed this up at first, and
We know what
then the
you're gonna get
extra
mixed
day in
up,
the
Josh. Everybody
weekend.
here agrees with it. Your age. Some people, how old am I? The stock's gonna get halted right now. W buy. WI is gonna get halted.
There you go. So, there's definitely more opportunity on that trade after that first pop. So,
I'm telling you, I'm hawking this Tesla trade. Really want to get back into it, but waiting for it to smoke to clear.
that
You
QBTS
know
is
what's
still
building?
moving up really well.
It's consolidating right here. Everyone, keep an eye on it. I might jump into this. Hims. Been loving that stock. Hims took a little bit of a hit right here, but Hims has been consolidating here for several days. Had that big rally. Let me tell you something. If I did not sell my positions yesterday, I was all in on Tesla. 2 days ago, if I didn't get out,
Yeah.
I would have lost probably half the money
It
that
was
I
a
made.
fast drop too, and if I'm texting you like, "Hey, Fausto, you see that?" It's like not. It's either really crazy as far as like up 1,000% or down like a lot.
You know what? You don't really. Hold on. You know what's crazy is that some of the traders in here. I got an email just yesterday that a student thanked me about the Tesla trade and did it on an option trade. Made a ton of money on the option, and obviously he covered at 300, which I said he probably shouldn't have. But it was a big support at 300. Once it broke 300, it was like game over.
Yeah.
But like I said today, the rant that I went on today in the morning meeting, I was telling everybody, like I said, I'm nothing against options, but how in the hell are you going to know what option to trade if you don't even know what the stock is doing? And you would have never known to get into that Tesla trade if you didn't know the Tesla option trade, if you didn't even know what was going on with the stock in general. You know what I
So
mean?
it's funny that you say that because I was on a coaching call yesterday with a trader and they know what to look for basically. Like when it comes to support resistance, like I could just tell from dialogue, like they're not like aggressive. I don't need to worry about them like losing their shirt. But they're discussing about their options trades, right? And I was kind of trying to pick their brain, right? I was like, hey, like so tell me, like what do you look for when you're setting up to take a trade? What do you like? Like, well, I'm looking at the volume. And I'm like, okay, tell me what that means. What do you mean by volume? They're like, well, the number of contracts that it's trading on the day. I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's good. It's good to look at there, definitely. But what about Bookmap? I'm like, yeah, I guess I should look at that, right? I'm like, yeah, you definitely need to look at Bookmap because it's the stock that will affect the option price, right?
Right.
So it's such a big talking point. Tesla, even if you're trading that ETF, you got to look at the book map for Tesla. It's all about the stock.
Well, listen, you can't trade TSLL on Bookmap. You have to look at TSLA,
Yep.
because it trades, remember, it's an ETF. It trades totally different. So the Dow is coming
Absolutely.
down a little bit. We dropped about 100 points. So I'm saying, like, I'm not really interested. Tesla's going down a little bit. The HIMS I'm watching on a swing trade. I know we're just looking at a couple other stocks right here. The QBT moved up pretty nicely too. APLD is coming back down. I mean, a lot of things are starting to come back down. RCAT made a big push this morning. That stock is, I don't know, did it come out with
It's
some
a nice
type of,
trade. It could be a good
I
trade.
know it's been a great trade this morning. It's been also a pretty good swing trade. Did it come out with some news? I forgot. I mean, like,
You have an IPO that came out yesterday, Fausto. It's Bitcoin related. It's a bit more
I saw that.
expensive.
What was it?
Circle, CRCL, and it's retesting $100 here coming up. I went over it yesterday with everyone in the room. I'm like, listen, it could be the next Newsmax where it pops and goes crazy. When the music stops, though, for an IPO, it's going to come crumbling back down. At least right now, it's going up a little bit. Maybe there's more of a wave to ride, but it's more of a category 5.
You know what's kind of weird about this stock? I haven't seen a stock like this open up at $65 in a while.
Yeah,
Usually when they
it
open up
opened
that
up and
high, they
shot
usually
up
get
pretty
crushed.
fast, and it was all over the place yesterday.
Yeah. So very interesting.
I want to hang into QBTS more here at this point, but like you said, a few things are pulling back. So unless if we get another slingshot here pretty soon, and like a lot of things start pumping back up again, might just be good to take the money and run on QBTS and some of the others. It's a Friday. Oh, you know what's interesting? Here's speaking of like a stock at a certain price. Have you seen Roblox lately? RBLX?
Oh, please. Well,
$95 stock again. This came from left
oh, you
field.
know what? That's what I want to look up. What's the symbol for Nintendo? I know it's
Oh,
on the
yeah, it's OTC. It's NTDOY.
NT.
I'll message it to you. It's NTDOY. It's a 5-letter ticker.
So this stock is on the bulletin board. You know what I mean? Which I still understand why it's on the bulletin board, but no, it already made its move. So they came out with their new switch. I was reading up. I'm like, oh, that's definitely got to be some great news on the stock, but you can't really trade it.
I'm not a video gamer anymore because this is my video game. I quite literally mean that because trust me, at the end of the day, if your eyes are sore from watching all of this, our eyes are too, Fausto, myself. So it's tough for me to play video games anymore. Honestly, I haven't touched a game or a controller in forever. I'm thinking about getting this Nintendo, the new Nintendo Switch.
$500. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's a little expensive. That's the issue. But here's the thing, though. I'm a Mario Kart guy.
Yeah.
So they got the new Mario Kart. It's the coolest thing ever. It's like, man, getting all like the 25 to 35-year-olds or even older like to come back and buy it. It's a nice move on the weekly chart too.
WeBuy opened up. I got a good thing for you. Why don't you go to Universal? They're open. I think they opened up Mario Kart there.
What was that?
Go to Universal.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Mario
I'll
Kart
sit
guy.
at home and play.
So Tesla is coming down pretty hard now, so it doesn't look too good right now. So, all right,
And the circle
we're
trade
gonna
hit
jump into it.
100, didn't break above it, and just came back down. So
Yeah, I would like it to
that's category
really.
5 anyway. But
I really would like to see what happens. And listen, it could be a good buy. Remember, we'll trade ETF, but if it can drop down another 15 points and see if it keeps testing the support levels there is a 100,000 share buyer at 290, and then 280, then 275. I'll put up that. Let me share that with you guys, because some of you that don't have level 4, I'm going to put it on the alerts.
I'm getting spooked out of this trade here on QBTS. Fine, I'll sell. It's a Friday. Fine. Yeah, a few things I was looking at for like a little pop and a breakout, but they're not really meeting up to what I'm seeing here. So I'm just holding off though for right now, at least. Take a look just again on my gainers list, see if there's anything new coming up. Check out this one, Rich. It's like a cheaper stock, DTCK. D-Tech.
There we go. Trying to get a little creative on the drawings. So you guys could.
I just drew Tesla there.
I'm trying to don't you hate when they tell you like, oh, sign your signature with the mouse?
Oh yeah. I'm not good with drawing or writing with the mouse. DTCK is trying to make a push here. You got some resistance though, right around 120. Looking at level 3.
Yeah, everything's backing off.
Here's another one that's moving up kind of nice. The TNGX. Pretty good trend. The order book a bit thin there, so be careful on level 3 for that one. I know we called it out earlier. One of our students wrote it in. Fausti, you talked about it. The PDYN. That's one that's been slipping past me here and there. We did trade it the other day this week, but I want to remember these stocks more. That's one that's slipping past me here and there.
Well, that's why I got like 3 watch lists. I got my main watch list with the brand names and the Fabulous Sevens, the ones I like, and then I have my intraday, the one we watch, and then I have like stocks that we trade in the past that would be like more the short-term swing trades or whatever. So I kind of like separate the watch lists. It's nice to have, different, a specific watch list. Like some people like, well, just put it on one watch list. You know what? You rather break it up as a separate window. That's like saying, like some of you here, like, and I change. We do this all the time. You know, many of us people that started here and they have the money to do it, to open up to trade, and they're like, oh yeah, I got a nice little laptop. Like, do you have a second monitor? Well, do I really need it? I'm like, yeah. Definitely need it. Like, how are you going to watch this cyber group room and watch a trading platform, at the same time? And then maybe have a third one. Maybe you want to do something, maybe answer emails. So these little things, these little tips that some of you guys we've helped out tremendously. I mean, I used to have 6 monitors because I'm running remote, like you were running multiple classes and platform stuff. But like I have 4 and it's fine. So getting back to my watch list, open up like a separate watch list for what that watch list is really need for. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, you definitely got to invest in yourself with the technology. And I'll tell you, we're actually doing something, Fausto, next week. Rich is going to be jumping on here next week to do just a small presentation about just computer setup, IT setup, platform. Of course, we always provide that to each of our students individually when they get onboarded, in the gold course. You get a couple of phone calls with Rich where he sets you up personally, but we're going to do it as a group. So one thing, like you said, you went from 6 down to what, 4 you said?
Yep.
Yeah. Like you don't need to have 15 different monitors. You see all like the social media influencers, they try and look cool, have like 1,000 screens up. Meanwhile, they're barely profitable, so you don't need to have that many screens. You need to have more than one though. So that's where Fausto says, at least invest in yourself a small bit there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if that'd be a show off or whatever, but I don't get that. I mean, there's only so much you could watch.
Chris saying the RKO.
Listen, unless you have problems with eyesight and you need some big screens. I mean, listen, I know we have a lot of older people here, or we are, and you want a bigger screen and whatever, yeah, then that you could do that. But just remember, technical analysis paralysis. FCell's starting to push up again. Got a little bit of push going on right now with that one. FCell just took out a big iceberg
pretty nicely there, Rich.
Took a big iceberg order out at like that 680. There's one at 7 right now. Gene's saying the FAAS. Yeah, that one's moving up pretty nicely too. Ugly spread though. It's a penny stock. Hate those spreads. I can't ever figure out what the real true spread is when you get those tenths of a penny.
To kind of just consolidate our scanning criteria down to just a few things. It's you could even say just order book first and the volume, like so spread and the order book, but just otherwise trend and levels. So if one of those three doesn't match up, then it's best just to find something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might have a good order book, penny spread, but there's no trend. It's flat. It's like, probably better trades. So you want to make sure at least all three fit perfect. And there's a bunch out there that do.
Right, went up. That's funny. Just going through this watch list, see what's going on. This TNGX still pushes up nice and slow. Volume is a little, 1.8 million. The PDYN is still making a new high. Gene, you made that much money? That's fine. Just $1 short under 100.
You got to see support continue to build here on a few of these trades. You're starting to see a move up, but then it's shaking down. So the only thing that I'm thinking about is like we're getting closer to 10:30 in the morning. So just be mindful if these stocks start to reverse sooner than that. Be prepared. Have your stop set.
Well, we've been trading for 30 minutes. I feel like everything made a big pop and that was it. You know what I mean? That the news came out and it's Friday. What's this stock? We traded this stock before. It's been moving up. CHGG. I'll tell you, these Palantirs really get me interested. A lot of support levels here on PLTU at 50. This ETF is volatile. This ain't like TSLL. This PLTU is volatile.
Oh, yeah. It's more expensive.
It trades exactly to the penny as Palantir, just more than half the price. So if Palantir goes down $3, this is going down $3. If it goes up $4, this is going up $4. But if Palantir dropped when it dropped, and it ran from like 120 to 160, this thing ran from like 70 down to 20.
Tell you what, I was just preparing to set up an order to buy something, and it just instantly dropped before I'm pressing buy, at least. So I'm just watching it. I'm like, okay, wipe my hands clean there and just move on. That's fine. You ever feel like that happens to you, that happens to all of us there. And QBTS is still holding well under resistance, so it hasn't really pulled back much at all yet, which is impressive.
Wow. This is a weird, I mean, we would never trade this stock, but like impressive. Look at this one, BSGM, impressive. It's not a day trading stock at all, but wow. April, it was 50 cents up to $7. Somebody knows something.
Danny, on Facebook, you're saying QUBT. Not sure if you saw it. This is where we say, like, hey, that's moving well, and it's a tradable stock. We do like this stock when it moves. We call it out. this is where we kindly say though, like, hey, there's other stocks in the quantum sector that are moving just as well that we already called out, the RGTI, the QBTS. So this is good too. We like this stock. It's just to say, hey, good example of you don't need to trade everything, right? You could find at least something that moves well and ride the wave until 10:30, hopefully 10:15, and this is doing just that. QBTS, same thing.
Hey, Bill, what do you think's happened with Carvana? You think it's still going? Jesus Christ, what the hell? It's one of my stocks set on the watch list. It's just sick to my stomach. I was telling people what I owned that stock at one point, and I mean, I know I keep talking about it. It's like beating a dead horse, but like, ugh.
You
Only
know, hey, with
bad thing
the
about
quantum
me.
stocks, it's the same with like the Bitcoin stocks. There's like 1,000 of them. So you don't need to trade every one of those. And I say that because I love Bitcoin. So like you might see me put some stuff on the watch list here and there. I kind of yank my own leash a little bit there every now and then. And I say, no, you don't need to trade all of them. Just trade the ones that look the best. That's it.
Yeah, my son decided to go through all my baseball cards. He says, Dad, we're going to sell all your baseball cards and we're going to buy Bitcoin. He goes, he wants me. I'm like, how
I
all of a
just
sudden,
I
like,
I just got back my LeBron James rookie card from getting graded. So
oh, you
I'm
do?
happy with what I got, but I might have to sit on it a little bit, wait for the market value to go up even more.
You got a LeBron James rookie card?
Yeah,
Where'd you get that from?
it was from like just when I was a kid. I honestly don't even remember how I got it. I may have even gotten it from a pack or I bought it individually, but it wasn't graded though. So I kept it in good condition this whole time. It's
Wow.
an
Holy
8 out of
shit.
10, which
Lucky
is pretty
you,
good.
man. What's it worth if it's rated? If it's like a 10 or
It's an 8 out of 10. So
oh,
it
you
could
already
be
got it
better, but
back?
it could be a lot worse. And the
You already
thing
got
is
it
that
graded?
when I think it was a LeBron James card or a Kobe card a few years ago that sold for like 2 million, 3 million, and it spiked the market for a little while. And I started looking up like, oh, how much could my card be worth? And it's gone up even more because of inflation and just the economy, whatever. I could probably sell it for like $1,000 today if I wanted to.
Which LeBron is it a rookie card?
Yeah,
Wow. So is it graded?
yeah,
And they gave you an 8 for it?
yeah. An 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
See if it's like a 9, it goes up to like 3,000. It could be worth 10, if it's a 10 out of 10, God knows it could be maybe like 10, 11 grand maybe.
Wow.
So it really goes up exponentially the higher it gets graded. So I'll tell you,
Who
my
says I got my
my game,
1968 Mickey
my
Mantle?
passion is this right here. This makes me more money easier. So I've been going to Walmart lately to try and get a couple of sports cards, right? Like get
Yep.
like the packs. And it's all these like nobodies. You get like, spend $40 on a pack. It's all like just nobodies. It's like, all right, this is a waste.
Well, COVID changed everything with baseball cards. It was completely shot. Michael Faust, on your podcast yesterday, you talked about your book. How do we get it? We get one. Michael, just email it to me and I'll send it to you. Okay. Email me at fausto@pctucorp.com. You should have got it, but if you didn't get it, if anyone didn't get it, I'll send it to you. Yeah, like it's a big difference. 8, 9 to 10. 10's like priceless. Like I have Gwynn cards. What's his name? Famous the baseball player. I got those. Tony Gwynn, I think it's called. A couple of
Yep.
them. Richard, how much is that 1968 Mickey Mantle worth? Did you get it graded? I mean, you got a 6. I mean, you still have the card, so that's it. It's only worth $600. I'll give you 2 coaching classes for it.
It's waiting on a few trades here, but again, it's a Friday, so it's a good wait. You want to be patient now at this point. Things kind of slow down a bit. That Rigetti trade still. Oh, and QBTS popped also just now.
I'm serious. Everybody wants to do any bartering. We do barter here for baseball cards. All jewelry, all Rolexes, anything.
I got out a little Too early on
I
QBTS,
always
huh?
tell everybody, like I was talking to a friend of mine just the other day. He's like, "Fausti, you think you want to come by and take a look at this?" And I'm like, "It's I." So you want to sell it? He's like, "Ah, I'm gonna be hold a little bit longer." I said, "Dude, you can't take it with you. You know what I mean? I mean, do something that you could enjoy." If I could sit on the next two for coaching classes, all right, Rich, sold. Rich said he'll do a coaching for Mickey Mantle. Sign him up. Hmm.
All right. Anything else here? We'll just kind of scroll through right now. I think the FCEL trade was still doing pretty nice, Fausto. Oh, and APLD is making a good slingshot. I mean, it hasn't broken new highs yet, but it's doing pretty good so far.
Hmm.
Oh my God, Fausto. So I'm not too big into this at all. Like I just do this as like my form of gambling. But you know how there's all these meme coins out there now, right?
That's mean. Yeah.
You can't even imagine how much was out there with like the Trump and Elon butting of heads yesterday. Like all these stupid coins that came out that went up like 10,000% or something.
Uh-huh.
So I put my money into this one here. I'm up like 100% so far. See how high I can move up today. The circle trade's trying to make a breakout over 100. I'd called that out earlier, but it's not making the type of pop that you want to see it make yet. Robinhood pulling back a little bit. I know that they were supposed to be in the S&P 500 coming up, or they're rumored to join. Did that become official?
I'm just shopping around. Don't mind me. I get into like a mood. I'm like,
Oh, Bill, yeah, that was me. Growing up, that was me. The Beanie Baby craze. Yeah, the TY Beanie Babies. Oh, yeah. If only as kids I knew the value. Like that's the one thing. My parents are great. Don't get me wrong, but the one thing I wish I knew better as a kid was like the value of like collectibles, not to damage them or rip the tags off them. Right?
which
Oh my
ones?
God! Don't even
On
get me
what?
started with like Pokemon cards.
Oh my God. My wife threw out my son's baseball card. And some of those things are like, you wouldn't even imagine.
I can imagine. Oh yes. Oh
I mean,
yes.
listen, the consoles, even like though we were talking about Nintendo consoles. I mean, some of us are we had those things. I mean, they're like saying Beanie Babies, Bill. Yeah. How about the Cabbage Patch dolls? Could we keep going? Beanie Babies was like, well, listen, we had it in the stock market. Remember that there's a famous picture of the tulips. The tulip craze, and there's like a chart. Yeah, the tulips, the bulbs. That was another thing. That was like people going nuts for that. It's a nice little move. The stock, the CRCL.
Yeah, it's a nice little push so far. The only thing is just the spread in the order book. So we know that as we're calling it out here, this is where you just want to do it on one share, right? Do it on
Yeah,
10 shares, one share, just tiny size.
we got an IPO that opened up.
Yeah.
NAMN got halted. They usually like they usually like to open up, do IPOs on Friday.
Exactly, right? Like that sounds like a bad concoction right there. An IPO on
Yeah.
a Friday.
Unless they're hiding something. They don't want to make it look too obvious.
So like it came out yesterday technically, but this is the first full day of it trading where hey, even out, shaking back down here. So if it's not gonna flip resistance into support, game over.
I really want to buy something like on a swing trade, but like I love when the market gets crushed. It's like I'm always a buyer, but I'm still like very skeptical. And it sucks because I like to short some stocks too because they're up so much. Like Boeing, for example, everything's up and this is down. That's like a sign to like when something's doing great, especially if something had a run like this. This is like a big yo-yo, but when you have a market that's up and something's down and it's up that much, that's like a good short.
Danny
Chuck's
here
waiting to
just
find
joining us through
something.
Facebook. Fausto saying he's glad he mentioned APLD, but he didn't jump in. Life made him look away. You know what? That happens, Danny, unfortunately. I mean, the worst is when you're at your desk and you're watching it kind of like there and you miss it. But, and hey, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to take care of our family members. If that was the case, health is wealth. So, that's a lot of us here in our room. It's not just for me to say like, oh, just move on to something else. But part of trading is overcoming emotion and not getting too worked up about missing a good move like that. So, I just want to say it happens. You, me, Fausto, all of us there. Life takes us away at times.
By the way, that CHGG has been going up nice and slow. Since we called it out, it went up about 10 cents. It's a great level one stock, but even if you're an advanced trader here, it's a little too slow. You could just trade more shares of it. I mean, I can see Archipelago's got like 54,000 shares out there, 6,000. So, sometimes when I see something like this, I'll trade 5,000, 10,000 of it. Every penny on a 10,000 is $100. So I'll just move 10 cents to make $1,000. As long as you can get in and out of it, we cover that in class. That's the most important thing. I got burned once because of that. Oh my God, I'll never forget. That crushed me for like, I was so depressed. I had my default to buy a stock that was very thinly traded. And it was funny. I was buying 1,000. I had it set at 10,000. And I ran the stock up and it was a very thinly stock traded. And by the time I got out of it, I got crushed. Happened like 4 years ago. Got to be careful with your defaults. You could always,
You always got, and like even I'll just say like on TradeStation, there's a tiny little button. It's like the letter P for position.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anytime I take a trade, I press this button so I just know how many it loads up the amount of shares that I'm in on. Right. And you could see it on your trade manager. It should show it right there. But you always want to make sure that your defaults are set properly. There's no weird stuff
Um,
happening, but it could happen. We're all human beings. It happens to everyone.
so what happened during class? One of the students like, Faust, you got your default set at 1,000, and I'm like, but we're trading like 100 shares, learning here and there. I'm like, well, that's okay because the system won't let you sell something knowing that you can't sell more what you don't have, but it will let you buy more, what you don't have. So that's how it works. Hey, Danny, how's things going with you? Good to see you too. Just trying to watch my diet, Danny. That's all. When you get older, cholesterol, you know, just had we always got issues with our health. We got to watch ourselves.
APLD trade's doing great still. It's on the way up to 15. A couple potential moves here. That RKLB didn't really pop, Chris, and just was kind of consolidating for a
The
long while,
Excel,
then just kind of snapped down.
the Excels move keeps pushing up. Another stock that's making HOD.
Yeah, it's been on a tear this morning. And just the more it goes up, be careful because the order book should thin out a bit. This was not the type of order book we traded FCell last on. I think there had to have been some reverse stock split that happened.
Well, it has support level resistance levels at 740, which is support levels 680. Wait, what do I got here? No, it actually looks like it broke it. I gotta zoom a little bit closer. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, it looks like it broke it. Wow. Could it test $8? That's where I see next resistance. Yeah, that's 670, 80-ish was resistance. Kind of broke through it. That's a good one. Two on YouTube goes, ask your doctor why cholesterol must be below a certain number, and they won't be able to tell you why. I will. Well, Danny, if you're ready to get back in, just listen, reach out to us, and or you can, like, once again, once you scan this QR code I just posted up there on YouTube on our page, take your phone, scan. It's also on the top right-hand corner. You can scan either one of them, okay? But it's great to see you again, Danny. I always tell everybody here, we're not going to, we're going to be here forever. We love what we do. You know what I mean? But if you don't come back now, we'll be back here later, but eventually we'll be back.
Quite literally, we'll be back here later because we'll come back here on YouTube later on at 2:30 Eastern just for our afternoon meeting. So literally later today, and we are not going anywhere. We'll be back later for you. So
all right, we're almost done. I mean, got about less than 10 minutes before we get off the mic. FCell is trying to push up a little bit here.
yeah, a few trades are moving up pretty well at this point. Like
Hinge trying
QBTS
to
is still
creep
near
up a
the high of the
little bit.
day at 18. Needs to break higher soon. APLD, as we said. FCell, as we had said. Mara is making a small move up right now. It's worth a look as a potential day trade. With Bitcoin going back up, maybe it could be a swing, but I'd rather just trade the IBIT as a swing trade there.
I like this HIM trade, but it's like at major resistance levels at this price right now at 62. If you go back on the third, a lot of support levels back on the third, which makes it a big resistance.
Gil says with Interactive Brokers, he tried to sell his position, but his default was entered, which was more than his position. His position was filled, plus he went short. Really, Gil, so your platform does that? That's I don't want to say that's bad, or it's just different from what I'm used to. So yeah, you got to make sure it doesn't fill you on the other side of the position as well after. So yeah, definitely a good reason to just triple check everything, your position manager, check the number of shares that you have in there still. Easy to say, but especially if there's things like that could happen, you want to cross your T's, dot your I's. I took a win on QBTS. I took a small loss in RKLB just before. Otherwise, that's it. I've just been kind of hanging back here.
Yeah, me too. I'm not really seeing anything that's stock just got halted. NAM is a new IPO. NAMM. Was that from yesterday? WBUY got halted on the downside.
Waiting on a couple of trades to see if they break out of consolidation, but I have no problem just waiting. Be patient just for Friday, right?
Yeah. It's a beautiful day here in New York, and it's going to suck because I just got picked up a brand new jet ski yesterday, and I wanted to go this weekend. The weather's going to stink. Rain.
Yeah, it's been like that for a little while there for you. It seems like since like pretty much early April. Getting a move back up on the drone stock that we've been following this week here and there, the ONDS. It's slow, but it's got a pretty good looking daily chart recently. And more of a category 1.
Yeah, nice little push though. Still cheap for a drone stock.
Ryan Faluna from Benzinga Pro is a big fan of this stock. I know that you guys were talking briefly about the drone trades on your podcast with him this week.
Well, I was a big fan of Archer, but like I'm glad I got out of it. It had that big run up. I got out right around 12. It went all the way down. I'm still a fan of it, but like that thing, thank God I got out of it. For every stock that goes up that I cry over about Carvana, I go back to some of the other stocks I loved also. I'm like, damn, good thing I got out of that thing. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Grant saying it's a nice day to fish on Lake Erie this weekend. I can imagine. This time of year, right around the Great Lakes area. I know we have a couple of us in Michigan. Roger and Phil, both of our longtime students here in the Michigan area. Just the Great Lakes altogether is like beautiful around summertime, right?
Well, in Michigan, Michigan, what is it? Minnesota, the Thousand Lakes or something like that, whatever they call it. I forgot. Some people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's we get 1 or 2 months out of the calendar year where I regret being down here in Florida. I'm like, oh, maybe I wish I'm back up there in New York, if anything.
The 10,000 Lakes. There you go. I was off by 9,000. This stock's moving up pretty well. It's been a good swing trade. Just showed up on my watch list. It's kind of dead right now, but this mining stocks, I think, yeah. What we try to do also, if you see a stock that's pretty big in its industry and it's moving, it might spill into other stocks. So there's other mining stocks are doing well. Big resistance levels here back in April, around this $3. All right, traders. So typical Friday, we got a big rally in the market, gapped up pretty big and then kind of flat within past 100 points. I think I told you the Dow had major resistance levels right here. It's probably why we're not getting past this number. There's going to be some good opportunities to buy. I'm still going to be hawking some of the brand names. I mean, I love what happened to Tesla. That was great news for us for looking to buy it. If you're watching on social media right now, it's a great opportunity. Click on that QR code, just scan it with your phone. And if you want to come and join our trading floor, we're here all day long. If you're new and you joined us yesterday and you're in the room, make sure you talk to Education Advisor, watch those videos, get make sure you get the NASDAQ total view, download it. Feel free to make sure you get your appointments booked. If I have a call with you, look forward to talking to you. Just make sure you're in the trading room the day I talk to you. And then, and students, listen, we had a great phase 3 here. Make sure you review it over the weekend. All right. But if I don't see you this afternoon, we're going to be here all day. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you back here on Monday.
Just finishing up a comment right there myself. Yes, absolutely. For all of our members inside our live trading room, just stay tuned. We'll be back there for you at 2:30 Eastern. If you see something, say something. And then again, if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., as Fausto just said already, we're live each and every day inside our room, so just scan that QR code. Have a great weekend otherwise. If it's nice out where you are, enjoy the nice weather, enjoy the time off, and we'll be back here at least coming up later on this afternoon.
And if you got baseball cards and you want to barter, let me know.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, give us a quick call over here if you got some cards to barter with us.
You got my email. Just email me. All right? Good.
All right, see you guys.